Hello folks, welcome. There's been a lot of talk online about the whole thing with the motor trend developments. For years fans watched Ian Roussel create automotive magic on full custom garage, but cameras never showed the real story. The collapse from heat exhaustion, the 13-hour filming days in 115 degrees desert heat, the scripts that turn genuine creativity into fake television moments. Ian was slowly losing himself to the machine of TV production. When he finally spoke out about what was really happening, it exposed a dark side of reality shows that nobody talks about. Ian Roussel was born on November 19, 1970 in Sunland, California. The hospital record showed his arrival at 11:19 in the morning, but when he got his first driver's license in 1987, it strangely listed 1971 as his birth year. The error was blamed on a clerical mess caused by the Siler earthquake in 1971, which shut down government offices for weeks. Still, his family never forgot the real date. Every year they made him a birthday cake shaped like a license plate that read 111970. Even locals remembered the day because of a rare hailstorm that blanketed Foothill Boulevard in ice. His mom and newborn Ian had to be driven home in a neighbor's lifted F-100. That strange start caused fan pages to argue about his actual age. But Ian doesn't mind. He often jokes, "Every year I'm either 54 or 55. Keeps me young." His father, Jerry Roussel, worked at Lockheed's Skunk Works during the day and transformed their garage into a workshop every night. He brought home leftover aircraft aluminum, which Ian, at just 8 years old, turned into panels for his homemade go-karts. Between 1978 and 1985, they spent over 4,200 hours working together in that garage. Ian figured out that number by reading his dad's old oil-stained project logs. By age 10, he could already gap spark plugs and read cam lift tables. But Jerry had one rule: build first, drive later. Their biggest early job was restoring a 1955 Chevy Nomad they bought for $75. They spent 32 evenings replacing the floor with bomber sheet metal. That same wagon still sits in Ian's current Mojave shop as a reminder of where it all began. Ian graduated from West Valley High School in 1989. Instead of showing up in a cap and gown like everyone else, he parked his half-finished '29 Ford Model A pickup right in front of the gym. It was raw metal with bright orange wheels, and the principal had told him not to bring it. He didn't care. His GPA was a 2.7, but he got the highest score ever recorded in the school's metal fab final, 98 out of 100. He only lost 2 points because his report was hand-drawn instead of type. That car, pieced together from 11 donor vehicles and $612 in parts, was featured in Rod and Custom magazine's 1990 Young Guns issue. He turned down a drafting scholarship 2 weeks later. His reason: college can't weld. Ian was an only child, no one to share tools with and no one to blame. Came when something broke. By the time he turned 18, he had logged over 3,100 hours in the garage, basically a full-time job's worth over a year and a half. His mom, Donna, kept everything organized in photo binders. When producers later made full custom garage, those binders became their storyboard for the first season. Family stories say Jerry once hoped for a second child but changed his mind after 5-year-old Ian took apart the family's washer just to figure out the spin cycle. His Christmas gifts weren't toys, they were tools. 12, he got a stick welder. 15, a used English wheel. Those early investments made him the sole keeper of his father's mechanical knowledge. He never saw cars the way other kids did. Even before he could drive, Ian thought of cars as sculpture. At 9, he spent 6 weeks carving a 4-foot replica of a '32 Ford grill out of foam, then covered it in fiberglass just to study the shape. In a 2015 podcast, he admitted he didn't even care if the car could move. He often forgot to add steering wheels to his mock-ups. In 7th grade art class, he shocked his teacher by submitting a rolling clay model instead of a painting. It had no doors, just a hatch on top. That model won county honors. His dad finally forced him to get a license by threatening to tow away any project. Ian couldn't move himself. Even today, Ian says he's just a guy who makes shapes and adds wheels later. After high school, Ian didn't even think about college. He jumped straight into Southern California's auto scene. While his classmates were picking majors, Ian was learning from legends like Boyd Codington, Chip Fouse, and Jesse James. He worked at their shops during the day, then built his own cars at night. By the time he turned 22, his work was already showing up at major shows like SEMA and the Grand National Roadster Show. That kind of experience gave him skills no school could teach, and it also helped him meet the people who would later shape his career. At just 22, Ian opened his own shop. Most guys in the business were in their 30s or 40s, so people didn't expect him to last, but Ian had saved enough from small jobs and show winnings to rent a tiny space, and his family helped him get the basic tools. That head start meant that by the time big collectors started noticing him in the late 90s, Ian already had years of experience behind him. He didn't advertise. No billboards, no magazine spreads, just a simple promise. "I'll build anything." Word got around fast. While other shops turned down weird requests, Ian said yes. He built space age bumpers, welded Cadillac parts to Ford frames, and crafted custom aluminum windshields. Clients came from across the state just to get something no one else would dare make. Soon his shop became a spectacle. People parked outside just to watch the builds come together. His happy customers did all the marketing for him, while most builders were restoring classics to look like they just rolled off the factory line. Ian did the opposite. He cut roofs off, dropped frames low, and welded mismatched parts into something entirely new. His cars